All right, Kenman here, and today this small package will add to my collection in a way that is much needed. We've discussed it several times on some lives, the lack of this company in my collection. So I've done a little research. I found another used knife. This is from eBay, and what do you think it is? Let's go, let's find out. I don't have a knife to open it with. All right. Boom. There it goes. Part of the bag on the floor. And bag on the floor. Here it is. As I said, it's used, so it's going to be just, looks like the knife is just wrapped up in some bubble wrap here. What do we think? What company is it? What is my collection missing? You may know already. Maybe you can recognize it through, just get it open, Kenman. There it is. It's a new case. This is a used case peanut, or the Case XX 2-blade folding knife. Who's excited for this one? All right, let's zoom back out here. We can, oof, it's a smaller knife, but very cool looking. Yeah, let's just get right into it. So case, we have 2 blades on here. What? I'm not even sure. What is it? Like the steel, I have to look it up. I apologize. But we've got 2 blades on there. You got your main blade and then your secondary little blade right there. It has some age, some weathering use to it. You can tell it's been sharpened a few times. It's not quite flat right there. Little patina on those blades. We can probably clean that up. Good half stop. Good close though. Snappy. There's that good solid half stop. Fully open, so there's just the short blade. And then just the long. What do we think about these little ones? It's the peanut. It is a little smaller than I imagined it to be. Often, can't quite grasp the size when you see a picture and there's nothing else to reference against it. It could have been a 4-inch blade handle. Although I knew it was a little smaller. It just seems a little smaller than I had originally thought. So we have that nice case logo badge right there. Some pins. And then the bolsters. It looks like it's solid. There doesn't seem to be any splitting or damage anywhere. We can look this up. I'm not exactly sure what year it is, but all case knives put this stamp right there, and they have them all kind of coded for the dates. So you can look it up and find out. This one I think is it's like from 2010 series, somewhere around there. So it's less than 10 years old, approximately. I haven't narrowed it down exactly yet. Some of them fall under like a 10-year gap range, but then you see like there's some X's on the top. And so it'll be like, 2010 is this, 2011 is 1 less X, 2012 is 1 less X or star or dots or whatever they are. Looks like they're X's. But yeah, so you can kind of figure that out on what your year is. So that edge does have a little nick right there. I can see it looks like as it's been sharpened, it kind of rounded out a little bit right in that area. That's pretty common for those. People kind of over sharpen them down and get that blade smaller and smaller and smaller. Got a little USA stamp on that one. Enjoy unboxings like this? If so, hit the like button. Subscribe if you would like to see more. So that's a Delron handle. I see a little discoloration. In a way, it almost looked like a crack right there. But when you get up close, it's just kind of, it appears just to be either a stain or it was some little miscolor in the material. but it is not damaged. There's no scratch or anything on it. It's like it's soaked into that spot, like a little stain. There's a little divot right there that you can barely see there if I move it through the light. Other than that, I don't really see any damage anywhere. A little bit of dings and stuff on the end. Each one is another story. Believe it or not, I have some more similar knives like this coming. I've been doing a little more research. I got kind of interested in the case knives, but not so much the brand new ones. More some of these older ones that might have some stories behind them. As long as they're not totally just destroyed, blades broken or whatever, I'll still consider it if it's used. This looks like it's still in good shape. A little bit of rust inside of there I'm seeing, and that patina on the blade. We can go in there though, and I have some stones we can buff, maybe clean this up a little bit. It's not of extremely high value, so it's not like something I'm gonna depreciate that value. I can't remember what it was. It was maybe all of like $30, something like that. But if you are interested, you can go on your like eBays and just type in, I don't know, my search was case knives, and then I went used and buy it now. I will bid on things once in a while, but sometimes you just want to have that ability to not have to bid and wait, get outbid, really get excited about maybe getting something and then realizing you didn't get it because you didn't win the bid. Who's done that before? I feel like it's just me. I guess when they're on display like this, the case is upright. But I've seen this on another knife from a different company where I wanted it to say case this direction. Does everybody think about that? Or am I just upside down? I am kind of upside down. So there is that. I do have 2 case knives now in the collection, soon to be more. Okay, let's get some measurements, some credentials here. Actually, I haven't even gone through everything. This is so different. So this blade has just a little bit of play that way, but it is solid until you go for the close, since they are slip joints. The smaller one is, of course, just a little bit more solid. Generally in knives like this, the smaller blade gets used less, which looks like maybe true in this case as well. No jimps. Excuse me. Pardon me. Morning voice. No jimps on there at all, but it's short, it's small. This is a tiny kind of a 3-finger grab. Good for in the pocket though. It doesn't take up much space, so you can just kind of hide it away and take her out when you need to make a couple small cuts that don't require, this would be great for just opening packages, just something where you just need something to just cut that seam or whatever. Not a high, heavy duty kind of a item, but also a very cool one to have in the pocket. Blades look like they're both kind of pushed to the right a little bit. I don't know how the centering goes as much on slip joints, but I know I have some that are pretty centered. So I don't know if those were centered to begin with. Anybody has any info on some of these case knives or the older case knives, feel free to chime in. I'm pretty much a novice when it comes to these, but I am interested to learn more. All right. Let's measure this thing up. Wow, not even 5. We're talking 4 7/8 at its best, tip to tip. 2 1/8 on the blade, with less than a 2-inch cutting surface, more like 1 7/8 on that cutting surface. Tiny curve on the belly. I am noticing in the light here, there's a nick there, there's a little teeny nick there, a little bit of a recurve right there. I'm going to clean it up, sharpen it up, see if I can get it in good shape. And 2, not quite 2 7/8 on the handle. It's definitely a small pocket. 0.05, wow. Very thin. The 5 here, it carries to there, and then it thins real small. Small. Use your words, Kenman. I don't know any words. 0.39 on the width there, and then the widest on the handle, 0.51. We are flashing out. Battery is almost dead. How many more videos we'll be able to make with it? Comment below. I suppose I should have measured this one too. And the secondary blade is 1.5 with a 1 3/8, almost 1 3/8 cutting surface. Looks like I wonder if that's thinner than 0.5. Also 0.05. Okay. Sorry if I was a little off camera there. All right. I can back up just a little so I can get some other knives in here. We will grab the Kaiser Drop Bear, a staple from Kaiser. It's got their clutch lock, 154 cm on this one, and then the micarta. Just works. Great fidgety, good solid daily user knife. Dwarfs the size. The smaller blade open is almost the size of the handle of the Drop Bear. Get the bigger blade out. There we go. So it has it beat by inch and a half on the handle, maybe an inch or a little more on the blade. Smaller size for sure. All right, I have my other case knife. This is a brand new Sodbuster Junior. So if you look on this stamp here, it's a little different. There's some dots across the top, so that's probably indicating the year, but this one was more recent, so it does look like it's kind of off-centered that way. There's probably more dots or more X's on the other side or something like that. But the Sodbuster Junior is a staple from the company. Great little knife. Definitely larger. They both have that same yellow Delron handle, which does feel really nice. It's got a grippy, kind of a soft feel to it. But the Sodbuster is even another good 1/2 inch to an inch larger on both the front and back as well. 2 case in the company, or in the collection. Which one should I look at next? Definitely probably look for some that might be a little bit larger. Also, I'm going to kind of research the stamp a little bit more, and maybe try to find some that go in a year, like maybe the year I graduated high school or the year I was born or something like that. Kind of makes for an interesting item to have in the collection, especially if it has some meaning or a date that has meaning to you. Kind of put it in that little collectible kind of a thing. I don't know. You tell me. How many case knives do you have in your collection? Which one should I look at next? What do we think about this one? I'm excited about it. I'm going to get some more. Stay sharp. I'll see you soon.